gur míle mágatas na fachtaí bratha foilsiú sin. Camála sin tá Iarna isú le láthir. There are so many distinguished guests that I want to recognise them all, and particularly the committee, the representatives of the local administration and the elected members and others, but particularly your good selves. It's a great pleasure to be here, and I'd like to say thank you for the invitation first to be part of your celebrations and to be able to congratulate all of you of all ages, in all shapes and sizes, on your great victory on winning Moynalty Tidy Towns competition winners 2013. Now, I think this is the third time I will have visited the overall winners. And this is the best weather so far in the last year. And that's a very good sign. But on an occasion like this, it's an occasion for you all to celebrate. And I'm so pleased to see young people here. But to celebrate the community spirit that made your win, which is an extraordinary win in terms of the number of people who enter this competition, but celebrating your community spirit, your hard work and your dedication. And indeed, I'm looking forward to unveiling the commemorative plaque later on, and that plaque will remain a testament to what your community can achieve and what it has achieved when you work towards the common goal. You have worked very hard in the Tidy Towns competition. You've entered 54 times out of the 56 times the competition is there. So that's a kind of a testament to endurance as well. But you have been making steady progress every year. So there's nothing surprising about any of this. It has been very well earned. Last year you received, as I said, the ultimate accolade. Now 832 towns took part in the Tidy Towns competition 2013. But Moynalty has come through to gain the title of Ireland's tidiest village. Now every year, as I said, just under 1,000 towns across the country, neighbours and friends come together in a concerted effort of cooperation, and they seek to enhance the town in which they live and work. It's a noble task to reimagine their surroundings and realise the potential of their neighbourhoods, parishes, villages and towns. They set up advanced intelligence systems to know when the judges are coming, and then they adjust the work for extra effort accordingly. But the Tidy Towns competition is such an important competition. It's a great example of the transformative power of that when citizens act together in community. It has, across the years, in different towns and places, it has been responsible for regeneration and renewal. But most of all, it creates a shared vision of pride in the place in which one lives, with which one has connections, one's children and one's ancestors. And it creates a better environment. I think that here you have such beautiful surroundings, but you have taken the gift of the natural heritage. And I think you have been committed to this kind of vision for quite some time. For example, one of the first places in Ireland to have a school built to Passive House standard. So we can see the result of your hard work. The flowers and the plants, the freshly painted walls and railings, the tidy streets, the cared for gardens. But I think as well, what's interesting as one drives in as well, is the way that, like all clever art, the brush strokes are very carefully hidden. And a casual observer would almost imagine that this was almost effortlessly achieved without raising a finger. But everyone knows that it's quite different from that. That taking part in the Tidy Towns competition requires not just talking or feeling about the community spirit, but there's many, many hours of hard work and exertion. And there would be times too during the year when it would be a lot easier to sit back and maybe turn on the television and give yourself what you might thought an easier evening. But you've put in the time, the energy in cleaning projects, and then something that is even more difficult now than before, sourcing and raising funding. in running communications campaigns, carrying out the maintenance task because it isn't work just for a single day, and in all the other ways making sure that all these important brushstrokes make up a complete picture, and you've had the result of it. And each day and week you found maybe the most precious resource of all, the time to come together in a spirit of cooperation, giving your different skills, talents and labour into transforming your town into the home place of which you can be truly proud. So today we're celebrating Tommy the Kilura, a version of Moynalty that runs so much deeper than the lovely surroundings that you've created in order to win this accolade. You're celebrating your Moynalty as a community. Dini Honig Lekelia Controgri Yanta Gointamak that took on a project and brought it to success. One that was founded on active, inclusive citizenship, a community prepared to put what everyone wanted into reality, and a people who understood the importance, as I've said, of Muinta na Harcha, the importance of a place that can be shared and enjoyed by all its residents. The Tidy Towns competition isn't, of course, about presenting a good image or a good surface of a town. It's about stimulating sustainable change, encouraging town dwellers to take ownership of their neighbourhoods and to work together to make them the very best that they can be and endure. And that's why the competition puts an emphasis on a developmental approach or 5-year plan. That ensures that when the judges are gone and the initial momentum is over, the participants remain committed to contributing in practical and creative ways to the development and sustainability of their towns. So true change requires that long-term and rounded view of what is needed to sustain a healthy and flourishing community. And it's so great to see so many adults and children and school children and people from the community here all understanding the importance of keeping it all going. Now, you referred earlier to the origin of the word itself, Moynalty, Moynalta Australia. It translates to the plain of the flocks. Now, there could be a dispute as to which flocks we have in mind. There could be flocks of birds, indeed, or even flocks of sheep. But the land is maybe too good for the sheep. An appropriate name for the village, located as it is in mature woodland and agricultural landscapes. I'm glad you mentioned as well the nationwide steam thrashing festival held every August. It's an important link to times past. I even remember it myself in County Clare. The festival marks the end of one agricultural year when the land lies dormant and until spring comes again and the cycle of growth starts anew. It's a time when the fruits of the year are harvested. Just like you did yourselves last September when you were announced as the tidiest town in Ireland, harvesting the fruits of many years' work and innovation. As I said, you were bringing in the sheaves. Volunteers, so many of them gathered here, and maybe some who can't be, are crucial in an achievement such as yours. It will be very difficult for an individual to envisage what impact he or she can have in a society as a whole, but when you start working together, you see what's attainable. And I want, as President of Ireland, to pay tribute to the volunteers who take part in the Tidy Towns competition, as people who have a sense of social concern, in addition to pride in their common place. Volunteering is a valuable contribution to the ideals of democracy, Dain Lohachas, to social inclusion and active citizenship. And the giving of one's time, which is maybe people's most precious resource, for the benefit of others and others yet to come, strengthening the fabric of our society, defines the communities, and in reality it is the proper definition of the republic in which we live. Without active volunteers, communities would flourish. So the philosophy of the Tidy Towns competition is powerful in its simplicity. It evolves, it embraces change, while respecting generations of families, friends and neighbours, and what they have done in the past and what they are seeking to do to add to our lives. And as I have said, looking around here, this is the greatest example yet of it. It's a catalyst which brings together, binds communities together. Young and old, newcomers and people who've been here a long time, whose family maybe have been living here for generations. And for the young people, it's very important, I think, not to be patronising, but to be able to say, enjoy today. So today will be the day you'll be able to talk to your friends and say, the day we unveiled the plaque that celebrated Moynalty winning against everyone else as the tidiest town in Ireland. So it's encouraging to see young people involved. And I think, you know, at the schools too who are involved, the purchase of a paper briquette maker by the junior committee, allowing newspapers to be reused as a fuel source. It's an indication of how seriously they are committed to taking care of the environment. Young people are deeply concerned with the environment, and they're getting great assistance in schools from teachers. It's important to engage that creativity, the crothiacht of our young people here and now. And they're a great resource, not just for the things that they will do in families, but for the environment. So, mar focal skirkun creek. May I congratulate the people of Moynalty on a few other things as well. Your success in other competitions. The silver medal in the Entente Floreal competition in 2004. Ireland's best kept town in 2011. Moynalty has been a front runner in both the Pride of Place and it's the Anti-Litter League, competition sponsored by Meath County Council, and I'm delighted that they're represented here this morning. You are commended on your success in the International Livcom Awards in the United Arab Emirates in 2012, where you received a silver medal award. And the adjudicator said that Moynalty was, when he was naming it, one of the most livable communities in the world. Now that's a great compliment. And I wish you well as well when you represent Ireland in this year's International Communities in the Bloom competition. I'm looking forward to opening Bloom very shortly. So the strength of your vibrant and active community is evidenced as well in the more than 20 sports, culture, heritage and other community-based clubs and organisations here in the village. So kun Krika Carlish and Meath all around got a milamake as Octor Vaija. Agus tigla marish mavanach ti hortan iliadana a dober go digras agus go chimanta. Agus a hug a quid ama a quid skilline agus a god ach fini go jonach I drona morgniv sha. Mwenta na haiche a luame na skilline na muntore gnolach ti atshulje. Kola kunta na mi agus gniver ti paibli elje. Is feder liv galere ve anna brodul asur gudjugas as a mate ta buncha makake is gwim ga krag spanak tari gong tam a toilet chiacht. From tomorrow on, the commemorative plaque will be proudly displayed in Moynalty as a reminder of your achievement, and I have no doubt whatsoever that it will inspire those who follow, encouraging them to maintain the exceptional standard that you have set. So thank you for inviting me and Spina to share this special day with you. Enjoy the occasion, and I have no doubt that the hard work will continue as usual tomorrow. Thank you very, very much, and congratulations.